Welcome to our fourth quarter carrier update series, where in every episode, I sit down with a different insurance company representative and ask them what you can expect during the upcoming renewal season. In this series, you'll get product updates directly from the carriers, like what do the new plan designs look like, or is there a network option that you need to be aware of, or what plan designs offer the most savings potential for your prospects and your clients, or what tools and resources does the insurance company make available to you in all those efforts. At the end of the day, we want you to win more business and retain your clients during a busy renewal season. So tune in, buckle up, and enjoy the show. Well, hello and welcome to another installment of our fourth quarter product and carrier updates. My name is Jason Powers with Legacy Brokers, and I am delighted today to be joined by my friend and Vice President of Risk at HealthEZ, Nick Johnson. Nick, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Jason. It's a pleasure. Glad to be here.
Super excited, man. You know, it's fourth quarter. I think we were talking earlier. Fourth quarter seems to have started earlier this year than every other year that we've been doing this. Both have been doing this for a really long time. Obviously, we've got COVID going on in the background. You've got agents that are kind of set up in virtual environments, much like you and I are. And so I think part of this series is really just kind of reaching out to agents, making sure that they know that the carriers are still operating in full capacity, probably busier. I would imagine you guys are busier than normal this time of year, but you're fully prepared and ready to go. So
yeah,
you mentioned a couple things before we got started here. As far as underwriting goes in different size segments, and so we'll cover some of that stuff. But I thought it'd be good for those that may not know who HealthEZ is, just kind of give us a little bit about who you are and why they should choose HealthEZ.
Yeah, for sure. So we're a full service TPA based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, about 85 employees, and everybody, not in the office right now. A lot of people are working from home, but everybody's located here. So we don't farm out anything. Customer service, care management, account management, pharmacy, everything's done in-house. So we're an unbundled TPA, and the advantages of that compared to a carrier model is that our interests are aligned with the clients. So we have no incentive. We have all the incentive to keep your costs down. So we bring in our own stop loss carriers, our own networks, and our own PBMs. And on the carrier side, what you get is the carrier takes on the risk. They're also the network, and they're also the pharmacy. So they have no incentive to keep the costs down. If there's a large drug that they could possibly get somewhere else, they're not going to go ahead and try to get that deferred because it's against their contract and they need to pay that at the network discount or the pharmacy rate.
Right. And I had an interesting conversation with a group today on that same subject, right? I mean, the carrier model, it works in certain circumstances, but what you lose is some of that autonomy from when you break out the fixed cost components, right? With HealthEZ, I know we've really enjoyed our experience with HealthEZ as a general agency. Our agents who have had experience with HealthEZ are super pleased with the onboarding process, the actual quotes, the onboarding process, and then the service after the sale. I know that the reporting we get is pretty powerful from the analysts there at HealthEZ, and it's been a wonderful relationship. So we're excited about what that really means for the fourth quarter, and here in a year where we haven't seen a lot of sales. It's been kind of a slow crawl to the end here.
Yes.
You mentioned, on that screen, having the power of the pen with Gerber and Standard Life. What we talked a little bit about underwriting in different segments, with it being toward the end of the year here, how far out can you lock in rates for different size cases?
Yeah, so depending on the group size, I know we're already getting into the 1-1 cases. The bigger groups are already making decisions on 1-1. But anything 150, 200 lives and up, we can usually push the stop loss carriers to lock in 1-1 rates now. I mean, we're already into September, so
Wow.
once we get data through August, we can push to lock in then. Any group under 150, I would say it's usually we need September data to lock in. So first, second week of October, we can bind those cases.
Gotcha. And so we're really looking more toward, claims information in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
The smaller stuff, because we've got some agents that may really be heavily involved in that under 50 market. So in the smaller stuff, we're really looking at getting apps, individual apps, using a system like FormFire. I think you've seen quite a few of our submissions in that regard. Same rules apply on those. I mean, with apps, could you lock in that early, or what's
with apps, they usually need the applications 120 days out. So if there's apps that are filled out 4 or 5 months from the effective date, we would just need to get those apps signed and dated and just basically updated and say nothing's changed on here. But anything within 90 to 120 days with the apps, we should be able to get it locked in.
That's great. I know something that you and I have been talking a lot about over the course of the last year is HealthEZ moving into that reference-based pricing world, and I know that's a new option coming up for agents as they're looking toward their 2021 business. Are you ready to kind of roll that out, or we
Yes.
wait a couple of weeks?
So yeah, no, we are excited to announce we've partnered with Pair Compass for our reference-based pricing vendor, and starting, I mean, we can quote it now. So starting 1/1 business, January 1st, we will offer reference-based pricing with Pair Compass, and it's basically customizable on each plan as to what percent of Medicare you want to reimburse at, and if you want to use a physician-only network. So case-by-case basis, we can pretty much customize any RBP option to the client. So we're really excited for that for 2021, and we think it's going to be a game changer for us.
I'm sure you are. I know, again, the conversations we've had, that it certainly is a game changer for HealthEZ to get in that arena. So, and you didn't just dip your toes in, you guys are jumping in. The other thing we talked about, you mentioned that, I mean, for the last few years, we've been able to quote all the regional networks. We know that we can quote Cigna as the national network. And I know that if we have a provider in a particular market that's really important and they're not contracted with a regional or Cigna, we can contact HealthEZ and you guys can contract them directly. But the new big announcement on the national front is that you've got Aetna as an option. We do, yeah. So it's probably a year now that we've been in discussion with them, and they did approve us as a TPA, national TPA for them. So we're very excited to get another national network in the mix. I know a lot of areas that we work in, they're better than Cigna. And the thing I'll say on that front is Aetna does require 100 lives. So that's going to be our 100+ option that we're probably going to push. And then anything under that for a national network, we'll go with Cigna. Got it. That makes sense.
And on Aetna, they also require a piece of the stop loss too. So they'll need either the aggregate, maybe they look good on the stop loss, but they can also just quote like the excess risk on the aggregate. So $1 million to $2 million for like $1 or $2 per employee per month. So they just need a piece of that to quote the network.
Got it. We'll be mindful of that as we move forward on it. Before we jump into agent support, I do know that something that we talked about before is that with agents being in that virtual environment and trying to perform open enrollment this year without really being able to go out and conduct employee meetings, what I envision is a great tool that HealthEZ can offer is that customizable website for the employer and their employees to really view their benefits.
Yes.
It's not, I mean, it's got some boilerplate feel. As you have more and more clients with HealthEZ, they all kind of have the same look and feel, but they are really customized for that employer. I know we've experienced that with several clients where they wanted specific videos on their page to communicate things to their employees, and we've seen that be huge.
Banners as well. We can customize open enrollment notifications on the banners on the website. So yeah, it's been really helpful.
Yeah, and that's all. That's not behind a secure panel. That's all available on a public domain. And then if they want if the employee wants to access claims information, they have to log in. But I know that's been fantastic. So what else do we have here for agent support as we move into 2021 business?
Yeah, just on the commission side, we don't have any set commissions for group sizes. You tell us what you want to make on a case, and we'll build it into the quote. Jason and I and Legacy and HealthEZ will also be discussing a bonus and incentive program for fourth quarter. So keep an eye out for that. And then open enrollment support, we depending on the case size, we like to have our account management team in person at open enrollment. I know with COVID and in the environment we're in now, that may not be possible. So what we've been doing for our new groups is hosting webinars or doing open enrollment videos for the group. And then that custom 800 number, we like to direct all members there so that you're not taking those service calls, those enrollment calls. It's basically a higher margin account for you.
Yeah, that's we've seen the benefit of that obviously with our clients that that have been with HealthEZ for some time. It's night and day compared to some of the other relationships we have out there, and how much we're involved with some of those service issues. I will say HealthEZ is the ultimate in high touch, white glove service, making sure that clients are they're taken care of. I mean, I think to steal from my friend Amir, who says health insurance shouldn't be hard, we make it easy, right? So health being the underlying slogan. So last little bit of information as we move forward. We talked a little bit about industry, and what was surprising to me was that you said, you mentioned that when you analyzed your book, there's not really one SIC that jumps out, but it happens to be that you do really well with trucking groups.
We do, yeah. I don't know why, but yeah, we've had some success with trucking groups and sort of turning their health around and improving the trend on those groups. But yeah, we'll quote anything. The only industry our carriers probably don't like is law firms, because they don't like being sued. So
sure.
other than that, we'll take a look at anything if it's over 20 lives.
I know we've had here in our office, our agents have had a lot of success with HealthEZ and the municipality, looking at different cities and counties, and that's been really beneficial for our relationship, because there's not a lot of self-funded stop loss carriers that will underwrite non-ERISA groups. So having HealthEZ for that outlet has been hugely beneficial for us and our agents. Yeah. Any last words of wisdom or tips for agents as they head off into the uncertain times of 2021?
No, nothing. I mean, nothing that jumps out, but we'd love to work with you guys and Jason. Jason's been awesome for us, and love to take a crack at some cases. So if you have anything coming up that you want us to look at, send it over. And full underwriting team, 24-hour turnaround time in the fourth quarter. So if you need something quick,
I can attest to that. It is a 24-hour turnaround time, no matter what time of night I ping Nick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Nick, I appreciate you taking the time this afternoon to kind of go through this with us.
Thank you, Jason.
I will be talking to you, I think, probably daily throughout the next 3 months. Have a wonderful wonderful fourth quarter. Here's some much success.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode in our fourth quarter carrier update series. Be sure to check out all the episodes on our website at www.legacybrokerskc.com and follow us on LinkedIn to join in the conversation. And let us help you with your fourth quarter cases. Whether you have a tough renewal that you need help with or you have a new prospect, we shop the entire market to get the most competitive rates available for you every single year. Let our expertise in self-funded group health plans be your competitive advantage. We provide an entire suite of back-office support services for agents, from quoting to case install and renewal support. We have your back every step of the way, always here to help agents just like you when you need us. So, send us your RFP today. See for yourself.